In a previous Pilot 7 Take Tuesday video, we covered a daily recommendation for inspecting your flight simulator to ensure that when you was ready to fly, it was ready to fly. This week, we're going to cover a 7-day routine that focuses on system and performance peripherals. My name is Chris. Let's get started. There is a companion document that we're going to follow along. And you get to that by, again, opening up your favorite browser. And in this case, I'm using Chrome, Google Chrome. And we're going to go to Pilot Savvy. It's a good idea to bookmark this so you have a wealth, access to a wealth of information. Go tech to pilotsavvy.com, and then you'll go to Knowledge Base, and in Knowledge Base, you go down to Tech Tuesday, and then here you can find do-it-yourself repairs and simulator upgrades, USB troubleshooting, etc. All kind of fixer things. Uh, Actually, I'm sorry. In this one, although it appears in Take Tuesday, the quickest way to find just narrow down the inspections is to go to your flight sim inspections. So let's click on flight sim inspections, and we'll scroll down, and you can see it covers everything having to do with the flight sim inspection. And we're scrolling down. We're looking for our 7-day inspection, 7-day flight sim inspection right here. Click on it, it takes you there. And we're going to work from this list. So first thing here, performance. Run a quick test flight to check for stuttering or frame rate drops. So we're not going to, for time's sake, we're not going to fly around a pattern in the airport area or anywhere. For time's sake, that'll take up a lot of your time. And but what I will do, I'm going to show you how to check one of the things that it wants you to check. So when this comes up, we're going to go into our settings. So if you're following me here, this is the we're on this sim performance, the first item in the checklist. Run quick test flight, and we're scratching that. But you do want to do that as part of your test, and you're doing this once a week. And I've flown several times since then. You want to check for shuttering and frame rate drops. The way you check for frame rate is stuttering is self-explanatory. You're flying along, you give control input, and you can look at the screen and you see a noticeable kind of freeze frame momentarily, and that can affect the performance. So what we're doing here is we're going to just go and let's go into your data output. So we went to settings and X-Plane. So we're doing this from X-Plane. If you're running Microsoft Flight Sim, it has some similar features and inputs. So go in data output, and you press one at the top, frame rate. So you go frame rate in cockpit, show in cockpit, and then I'm going to go done. Going to fly my favorite diamond. Diamonds are forever, right? And we're going to go ahead and start a flight at Montgomery. I'm going to leave it on real world. And it's a good thing there. Clear sky, you're going to get the best rendering. Track real well, real time. I'm gonna. Okay, it's telling me that the joystick is not calibrated, and I don't care about that. That was the calibration. You do that in your daily. It's part of your daily. And I demo on how to do that. So waiting on this to come up. And here you notice it actually, when you start up your X-Plane, it actually does updates. There's a part in here where it says to perform updates. And I'm going to show you how to do that manually. I actually covered it on a detail menu. Okay, here we go. So a good frame rate um, is there's a lot going on, something going on here, but normally I get a higher frame rate. That's worth investigating. But 30, you're good. It's hovering right around 29, 30, but it's when I'm up and going, I know it's gonna. I'm not gonna start up or anything. But right now, this is what I consider minimum. 28, 28 is even 25 with the system I have now. But you want to avoid that. As you fly, as you get airborne, and it doesn't have to render all the details here, then you're going to get better frame rate. But I know that in flight, my rendering is up in the 40s. So, but that's I just wanted to show you that. And flights, exit out of here, and that's what it was talking about. I have to remind myself to go in and turn that off. So that was item. That was part of the item number one. Next thing on the list is explain updates. Check for and install any stable updates. Okay, so I mentioned when Xplane was starting up that it actually updates. It looks at everything. It checks in with the Xplane server and it updates. But let's say there is a way to do it manually. And the way you do that is you go to your Xplane folder wherever you install it. And I've installed mine on the root, and I just did a shortcut to that folder. Then I go down to Xplane installer. You don't want to not the executable here, but Xplane 12 installer. That's important. This one is going to start up the one that just says Xplane. It's going to start up Xplane. Here it's going to bring up a menu. So Xplane 12 installer it comes up here. Update Xplane. I don't want to click on it because I'm updated. And if you've seen my other videos, you've probably heard me mention many times, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. These are some options you have. You can install a second copy of Xplane here as well. Updates, scenery, and online. So this is where you go and you can run Xplane from here. You just click it at the start and add or remove scenery. So what our goal here is to click on the update Xplane. That's going to bring everything up to date and current. Then I'm going to just go ahead and cancel installation. I don't want to do any of that. Next thing, pretty much every inspection that you do, all the way from the daily inspection to your annual inspection, you're going to check the USB cables. Why? Because the biggest problem that you're going to have on Xplane is, or any sim, is USB connections. So you have all these buttons and switches and knobs, all these peripherals, all of those are USB connected. USB connected. USB connected. USB. 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 Ultimately goes into a USB port. USB. USB. All this. USB. USB. All those knobs. USB. 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 Joystick. USB. Rudders. USB. Keyboard. USB. So it all comes together behind the sim. I know I haven't cleaned up that. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm lazy. Um, so USB hub. You've seen other videos where I address USB problems. Just recently here, I had intermittent um, G1000 multifunction display, and I traced it to here. Traced that USB connection going from here to here. So you want to check these, make sure everything is all. Here we go. You want to just check and make sure all these USB connections are connected. So that's how you do that, and that's very important, because even with everything going good, you're still going to run into some problems. Then USB cables and loose wear and tear. Then your one of the things I thought that it was on here. I need to add that. I need to modify this here. But you want to check your power cables and video cable. I thought for sure that I put it in here. So this is the back of the display here. One of my displays, and you do this for all of them. So all I'm doing is just checking to make sure that the power cable is connected firmly. It sometimes gets pulled out, and of course that'll cause problems. And let's go here. This is the video cable, HDMI cable. Check, make sure that that's firmly intact. That can pull out also. So nobody's fault but mine, because I have the capability of doing cable management. I'll do that. That's going to be quite a video. I'm not going to be able to do all that in one sitting. Another sneak peek. Not going to be able to do all that in one sitting. So that's going to be a separate video in itself, and I'm going to have to divide that up. Okay, moving right along. We have the next one here. Okay, cable management. Yep, talked about that. Clean screen. Get yourself some kind of lint-free cloth, and not sure. This is probably not a official lint-free cloth, but it doesn't leave lint, and basically you're not gonna take up your time me cleaning these, but I periodically you just turn off your display, and you can see all that dust that's drawn there from the static electricity that builds up on your display. And just I don't even use water unless it's some spots, some smudges. I need to get some like lens cleaner. Normally just just a slightly damp cloth. You can get any smudges or anything out. I don't like to use chemicals on my screen. So we got that. Wipe down monitors and lenses. So lenses, cameras. If you're recording your flight sims, you want to wipe down the lens. And for those who do have lens cleaners, they might be a better option to use those lens cleaners to make sure you have a clean lens, so that you don't have a ultra high definition video, but then there's that smudge there that's spoiling the whole shot. And last but not least, backup preferences. Export and save your X-Plane preferences. They're going to be in your X-Plane 12 folder. And go to output and your preferences. So you want to go ahead and save this whole preferences folder. That's going to have all your preferences that you selected in your X-Plane. Just back that entire folder up and save it somewhere. Back it up, thumb drive or whatever. So we've gone over a number of different steps there, and broke them down to bite-sized pieces there. We went over the sim performance, X-Plane updates, the cable management ongoing thing, and the screen cleaning, cleaning your display screens and lenses, and backing up backing up your preferences on X-Plane. So those items there, combine that. So there's two routines you got there. You got a daily one from a previous video, and you have a 7-day one here. So again, the daily one you do daily, and then this one here every once a week you do this, and catches things that may have gone falling through the cracks on the daily. If you like the video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave the comments. And if you want to be notified of future videos, then go ahead and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I come out with a different video, a new video. Bye now.